Hello and welcome to another Gags Tandon show. I'm once again here with Jack. Jack, how you doing, buddy?
No words, just noises today, mate. Probably a big sigh of relief, even in Anfield, mate, but from everyone, mate. We sometimes make hard work of it ourselves, don't we, mate? But coming into that, before we come on air, you said obviously probably going to be a lot more of that really coming forward, mate. But yeah, 3 points, mate. That's the main thing. It was a difficult watch, but we got there in the end.
I think so. I think we're in for a lot of this over the next few weeks. So, Reds, if you found it tough now, then I best get used to it. You're in a title race because it is a title race at the end of the day. It's not a cakewalk. And I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk either, judging by our performances in the last two games. Are you really confident we're going to walk away with it? Are you really confident we're not going to drop points against Villa and City?
Yeah.
Are you confident? I mean, I don't think anyone can say they're 100% confident right now that we're going to do that. So, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, dude. It really is a tough one. So, from my perspective, where should we start with? Let's just look at some of the numbers. I think what's what we can do first. I think let's look at some of these numbers. So when you're looking at this, look at the first half mainly. You've got it's a complete demolition of them. So I think we do need to take the second half a little bit where it's 2-0. Liverpool, they haven't really challenged us much. No big chances, nothing that first half. You know, I guess you go into the second half, Liverpool are pretty confident that that's going to stay the same, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, 1.76 is pretty good. I know there's a penalty in there as well, but still, when you go into the second half, I mean, wow.
Dwarf comparison, really, innit?
Wow. Overall, I mean, we still edged it, but 10 shots to 0, no shots on target. And I think, you know, you can argue, a lot of people will say it was garbage time, but would you really say that's good enough from a Liverpool team? Would you say that? Would you agree that's not good enough?
I'd say both, though, mate, in terms of you got to appreciate the quality Wolves do have. I think obviously the changes, the subs that come on, I think it was 67th minute, I'll check in a second, mate, but it wasn't good enough. Like, you want to see more control in the game, but I think in terms of Liverpool's subs today, I didn't quite like them. I get the Canasi one. He's on a yellow card. Quansah probably come out the back of that with a massive interception, as we will discuss. At the back end of that game, match winner, him and Alisson, really phenomenal. But I think in terms of Liverpool in possession, when that ball got put up the other end of the pitch, mate, I don't think Núñez was doing enough really to get the game under control. So when he come on, and even still the midfield players were getting overloaded, outworked, and statistics so yellow and orange really there, mate, in it. So it's an absolute battering in that second half. But as you said, Gags, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk. And what we want to do, teams like Wolves and other teams that will come to Anfield to now the end of May, it's we're going to find it difficult. And these are the moments where you just need to soldier on, really. It's
the worry for me was just the lack of even wanting to attack in the second half after that.
Yeah, it's
10 shots to 16 is at home. Being outshot at home is not a good sign of things to come for me. And I know people will still say, yeah, but it was 2-0. But even at 2-1, surely at 2-1, and the 2-1 goal is what? 67 minutes. For the last 23 minutes, I guess they wanted to hold on. Today, the club said, we're not doing what we did against Man United. We're not doing what we did against Everton. We're not doing what we did against any of those teams where we went for it and then we got punished. I guess if you think of it like that, it's 2 points gained because you know that's exactly what we did against United and the others. We kept on going forward and we kept on trying to play. So from my perspective, maybe we just did the right thing here.
Bit more.
Maybe we just to get the 3 points was the most important thing out of it all. And we did play okay first half. It wasn't a bad performance first half. Second half, they just decided we're not gonna overrun. We're not gonna sprint. We got 3 more games coming up in 10 days.
Yeah,
3 more games. Like I think all the fans need to take a bit of a chill pill about performance in this one The derby, we could go nuts because we felt we were rested from the Plymouth game, and we thought, there should be enough legs to go and win that. We made a mistake at the end and we got punished. What we didn't want to happen was get punished twice in a row.
It's the responsibility, though, Gags. I don't know how you felt in terms of responsibility of players stepping up today. Kwanzaa come on, as we mentioned, that last-ditch tackle. He needs to be there. If he doesn't make that, that's 2-2 at the back end of the game. Alisson Becker with a crucial world-class save in the second half. Wolves with that phenomenal through ball. I think it was by one of the Wolves for midfielders anyway. And yeah, it's one of them really, mate. But there was a bit more the back, like certain individual players in that second half. Yes, we got dominated in every aspect in the second half. But it was good, refreshing to actually see Kwanzaa take a lot more responsibility than we've seen this season, because he could have come on and could have been like a deer in the headlights, really. It was more or less the midfielders and the attackers, really, that when that ball got pumped up the top ends of the pitch, we just weren't keeping hold of it, really. So, but the lads at the back done their defensive duties. That was well and truly needed, giving off the possession, mate. But obviously the bit of complacency as well with our third goal the penalty getting disallowed as well, mate. I think that might have played a part, obviously, in the 57th minute as well. That's where, like, do you get why he went down there, guys? Like,
Terrible from Jota. He's done it before. He should just score, or at least keep going, and he probably gets fouled straight after that, because it's going to be another challenge coming up. He could have just done it there. It was a bit silly, but didn't cost us in the end. That's okay. Joseph, it wasn't just Maka who lost the ability pass. To be honest, Maka was quite good up until the second half when the nerves came. Everyone seemed to lose their shit, even a World Cup winner like him. But I thought Trent was atrocious on the ball for pretty much the whole time he was on the pitch. It was really bad again. I know it's his first game back. I hope he rests till City now next week and maybe gets a sub appearance against Villa in the second half where he's fresh at some point. But Bradley needs to start on on Wednesday for me. Mr. Workhold, it's going to be tense all the way. It will be. We are not running away with this one unless Arsenal do something absolutely crazy and lose some games somewhere, which I can't see them losing. But we have 3 really tough games now, and if you ask me, I don't know. It could be really tight by the time. Yeah, I mean, it could be really tight.
Could you imagine being an Arsenal fan watching that game, mate? And even the players. Arsenal players will be watching that game. I hope they're watching it because they'll be absolutely fuming.
Well, actually, they'll be distraught because it wasn't Tuesday, to be honest.
Like, that would be like one of them. And especially now, the pressure then is back onto Arsenal. Because it's 7 points, guys. Like, that's, as you said, obviously, we said last week, like, as much as bad as we played, we won the game, mate. That's the most important aspect.
I think the biggest thing we could do is just go and win at Villa Park somehow.
Just
to get to 10 points, because that demoralizes them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then they've got Forest next midweek. They're going to beat West Ham at home easy.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happens with us against City. We need to be able to be 8 points clear by the time they play.
Yeah.
They play Forest away and we play Newcastle at home. Yeah. If we can try and nick a win at home to Newcastle, then and they draw, they lose, we go back up to 10 points. It's just that, it just kind of, we got some leeway here a little bit. Ideally, we win all 3, but I just can't see us doing it. I don't know. I'm not confident enough. Chris, you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll make it to the last game of the season, especially if we're winning it. Fingers crossed. Results, all that matter at this stage, but makes me more nervous for the next few games. I'd take plenty more of these wins. Me too. I think it's going to be really edgy and tight now. I just don't want us to give up, like we gave up today in the second half. But have we been told to just know once we're 2 up, we've got to save the legs. We've got big games coming, because it really could be, because they must be looking at those 3 games, and having an end-to-end game today would have been really stupid. And I have been asking Slot, remember, with Forest, we were like, let's just hold back. Maybe we can counter. Maybe we can just hold back and defend. Yeah. And, like you said, Kwanzaa, Bradley, Endo came on, all did great. Oh, Nunes was horrific.
But the way he didn't keep out, I was screaming when we watched him. I'm guessing you watched it, and everyone, he come on, and even the pressing, mate, it was absolutely horrendous. Well, lack of their pressing. The amount of times the Wolves centre halves were coming out with the ball, stepping up 20 yards, getting into our own penalty box. You need more, mate. I honestly needed more, especially when you were watching Jota do well and Diaz. I think Diaz for the first 45 minutes was superb, mate. He was probably one of my men in the match. Yeah. But obviously second half transpired and the whole team forgot to come out for the second half early. But yeah, taking that 45 in isolation, I think he was one of my favourite players.
To be honest, 60 minutes, I thought we were all right. We went to we went to up to when they scored. What was it? 67.
Yeah.
We had a Mo goal disallowed. We had the penalty disallowed, which correctly disallowed the second one.
Yeah.
Even the first one was such a goal. We'll discuss it in a bit. But so we were doing something up until they scored. But then once they scored, it just felt like really flat. You know, that last 25 minutes was 30 minutes was really hard. I said this just a few minutes ago. Yes, I agree. It must be something about game state just for leg saving, you know, energy saving with Villa coming up and then Man City and then Newcastle. It's like bang, bang, bang. Then we'll get a bit of a rest. We should be really positive in my mind. Yeah, I think it's 2 points gained for sure. Worst half of senior, definitely 2 points. There you go. Good timing, Ramsey.
There we go.
So Boslow was the starter throughout the 90. He ran his ass off. Wasn't great either, but I think there was some bad judgment stuff today. Like Jota should have just left it for him. Instead, maybe he would have scored. Nunez's lack of impact demo is so concerning. We'll just fly through these. They were playing a DM up top. 2-0 is not a safe score. It's not a safe score, but this defense and at home, you'd think it'd be safe, you know, as from a slot perspective. Endo Kwanzaa, huge. Kwanzaa needs to be like praised so highly for the block, man. Bloody hell.
That's better than scoring a goal, mate. Like you think about it, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's talking Jota there. I'm a bit behind. Yeah, very inconsistent. Montenegro with a DM up top. Okay, got it. Let me just have a look. What else have we got here? Made that second half more difficult than we should have. Thank you, Chris. Villa Park is a big in club. No, it's not the biggest game in the club's history. Don't think so. I mean, I think I aged by 10 years watching that game. I think the next couple of games are important. Yeah, totally agree. Next game, only the next game is the most important right now. We just need to get through Villa Park. If we can get it to 8 points, great. If we can get it to 10, even better. You know, I think we just have to focus on that. Maybe we've done that one. I think Forest Arsenal came out second half. Halfway 3 hours. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, so they kick off 7:30. We kick off at 8:15. Right. Gotcha. So they finish earlier. Okay. Got it.
That still has pressure on them, no, mate. Especially if they go a goal behind and they know our result if we are winning. So it's going to be
half time. No. They'll come in at half time. We'll just be kicking off. So they won't know much until they come off the pitch. It won't be, it'll be tough.
You know,
they've done it on purpose, I think. Cheeky bastards. Should stop swearing. We need to win every game. Stephen, we totally agree. Don't think Nunes slept from the new baby. Oh, he's had a new baby. Okay, fair enough. I was asking him just to sprint around. Can you see us making changes to this? Yes, I can. We'll go through that in a sec. Seems to be getting harder and harder. What do you expect? It's a title race. Kwanzaa's last gap intervention could be so important. I think it's going to be massive. He's going to get such a big pat on the back from everybody. Diamond midfield made a difference. Gave away a few dangerous free kicks for me, but
that free kick, I like the back end of the game.
My God, I'm so glad we headed it over. And Joseph says, that game day is interesting for sure. We know it's Amazon Prime timings. Absolutely. Well, we would appreciate all your support, folks. If you can send us a few super chats, we'd get them in. As you know, we do share everybody's, but supporting the channel is important for us. And if you are watching, wherever you're watching, on Twitter, on YouTube, thank you if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, come on over, please. Come on, join us on YouTube, Anfield Index TV on YouTube. And you'll just come and like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Yes, I think Kenya did dive, but we can't really moan about divers because
Jota. It was an awful dive.
It was an awful dive, but the game started well. Mo doing Mo things again, trying to get the ball through to Jota. It got deflected. He's not going to get the assist, unfortunately. And Diaz just Baji, he texted me and said he ballsed it in, you know. and he plays for you right now to get it in the back of the net. But I'm very pleased for Diaz. He finally gets the goal. Hopefully, I hope Gakpo's not out for too long, but if he is, this will do a lot for Diaz's confidence.
Yeah, I think the beginning of the year, I think we all seen Diaz. I think he started the season in the best form. I know Salah's took that mantle over him really, but I think if we can get a good 5, 6, 8 weeks of Diaz come at the end of the season, mate, it's going to be crucial. Like if you can have a good start and a great end to the start of the season, Diaz. Yeah, I loved his hunger and like in terms of his determination, just putting his body on the line, mate. That's what you need. Sarr absolutely takes him out, absolutely does him. But as he said, just puts it in with his stomach or whatever part of his body anyway. It's a goal, and it was such a crucial moment in terms of that, mate. But yeah, he's that's as you said, mate. One of Diaz's best games in a very good while anyway. But it's good to see him coming to a bit of confidence, especially in the first half, mate.
His favourite position as well. I was saying in Discord, wouldn't it be interesting if Gakpo's not having a good game on the left at some point, where you just switch him?
Yeah.
You know, let Diaz go to the left because he's not going to have a good game as the false 9.
No.
And then move Gakpo central just for a few minutes, just to see. Move it for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Maybe something changes. Maybe the defense gets confused.
Yeah.
That's the bit where it would be nice because you got 2 players there that can do both roles. So just switch them at some point. And I don't know. Slot seems to be quite stubborn with stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next. And then the penalty. What was your thoughts on the foul before the penalty on this one?
I felt it was a penalty miss. I get where rival fans might be going, oh, it's a bit harsh. But as I said in the watch along, buds, and probably you'll say, is as soon as a goalkeeper comes out and makes that action, really, in terms of coming out with his hands, fair enough if Sarr's come out and moved his hands backwards, but he went with that motion. And as soon as any goalkeeper in European football and Wales football makes that action towards an opposition attacker, it's game over, really. Diaz is entitled to make the contact or make the most of it, really, to say the least. It's very different in comparison to very much the Jota incident where there's no contact at all, really, in that situation. But yeah, it was reaction.
Well,
it was reaction,
I was
really.
more pointing to the push by Diaz.
Oh, the push.
Because they were checking that as well as part of the penalty move, and they were umming and ahhing about whether they should disallow it, but they didn't in the end. But they could have. We're
seeing consistency though, Gags. That's what we're asking for. If they're not going to give the Canate one Wednesday, then they're not going to give that one, are they?
Yeah.
Like today. It's
fair.
a win-win. Like if they're going to go out and make a decision like that on Wednesday, then Wolves fans might moan about it, but we've seen a bit of consistency in decision making there, and that's all you can ask for. Like they've set the bar there really on Wednesday. Then there's no way that's a foul on the build-up because the Canate one, it was very similar in terms of that one as well for me. I don't know. How did you feel? Do you think that was a foul or?
No, I think you've really nailed it. I mean, I was going to say on another day it could have been given, but like you said, if they make it consistent from week to week, which they never do, but in this instance, they've done that, and therefore it was fine. You know, we take it. You take every decision. You take them. You take them after what happens on Wednesday night, and you drop points. You just need to get back to winning ways. If we can try and snatch a win midweek somehow, just puts the Everton game well in the back seat, and it just becomes a big game at Man City. But then we know, Arsenal are playing a big game against Forest the couple of days later. So it's like, it's kind of, it just ebbs and flows a little bit. So
I was going to say with contact though, Gags, as well. Like it's why, like even football fans, football's a contact sport. Are we just every football fan in Wales football's going to start analysing every single goal? Like contact is made in every single penalty box up and down Wales football. Like centre halves meant to defend with their arms behind the back and not like put a little bit of motion onto the attacking players. Like the game will be absolutely finished within a matter of seconds, like a matter of years, if you start limiting centre halves and fullbacks to not grapple. Like it's a part of the art form. Maldini was the best at it. Like he just his positioning. It's just about like little subtle pushes. It happens, but I think probably we probably every football fan tries to overanalyze it really, and even I didn't even think about that push, but it's I get where Wolves fans and you can probably I haven't checked on social media, mate, but I know Wolves fans will be very disgruntled off the back of this game, mate. But
not Wolves fans, mainly Arsenal fans, right?
Arsenal fans, yeah.
I think we should talk about this. Some of our passing was just not good enough. 80% pass accuracy, I think it was in the first half, which still was poor. How bad was Trent's passing today?
I'm just going to quickly check. What was his passing percentage? Like, he done that against Everton, though, bud. I think in terms of this, what's his passing accuracy here? Yeah, 81 percentile. Obviously, he accurate passes 34 to completed to 42. So disappointing from his perspective. But you look at a player like Trent, mate. He's that linchpin. He should be the linchpin in terms of getting this Liverpool team. You want control from this Liverpool team. He's your man that you're looking towards to very much calm the game down. And I think it wasn't a case of if Macca's not doing it, as Shat said, but I think with Trent, mate, you need to see a bit more from him. Where I don't know what you'd put that down to, mate. Is it a bit of him not being in his full rhythm, would you say, or is it just a case of him? Like even was at the beginning of the first half where you give away, you watch him, you give away a silly corner in the first opening minute. Like you watch him say it in the last couple of weeks, you're watching him and you're like, what are you doing, lad? Is it just not? Yeah. He doesn't seem to be 100% there. The last couple of weeks, like I don't.
In comparison, Connor 89%. You know, as soon as he came on, 17 out of 19 passes found the mark. You know, you'd expect it from a goalkeeper, and you expect it from Mo Salah, who's going to be just trying to find those final passes all the time. But from your right back, I know he's going to try and play crazy balls, but some of them were just straight to Wolves, and it was just really poor. 81% isn't bad, really. It's not the worst, but just
from his standards, though, he can do much better, can't he? So
yeah, absolutely. After Nunez's poor showing, I prefer Chiesa to come on as a sub and play through the middle. He can hold the ball up, link the play, run it. Damo, I'm not sure he can. I'm not sure he can hold the ball up against Plymouth. He was getting pushed about by everybody. So maybe he can win a few free kicks, actually. But I don't know. You know what the biggest worry was with Darwin when he came on. You'd think he's tall enough to have something in him to have a couple of aerial duels, or at least go for the duel. He doesn't even go for the aerials, man. Like I've watched it a couple of games now, and it's just like, is this always been a thing where he doesn't go for anything? He just doesn't go for many duels in the air. Just lets it happen. It's
you need more from him, really, don't you, miss? Like he's a big lad.
Yeah, it's great when he comes on and he can do something like with Brentford and stuff, but we just seem a long way away from that performance at Brentford where we were just going for it the whole game and Forest away. I think I don't know. This team have had some breaks though, They've had a week break between games. Some of them have rested fully.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could put my finger on is what one of the guys said in here. That it's a game state based 2-0, trying to save legs, and we've just, nearly cost ourselves. And we're probably trying to learn from Everton. And really the team's nervousness, I think, Jack, comes from conceding that late goal against Ev, where we don't want it to happen back to back. And let's be honest, Cunha's goal, they weren't looking like scoring wolves. Like the Cunha goal is a worldie, right? It's a worldie. It's like what we conceded against Forest at home from Hudson-Odoi. It's just a worldie to beat Ali from there. You just have to be superb to do that. And it has to be your day to do that. So they got it in. But then what happens with that is just nerves, full on nerves because of midweek. And, they've been copping one from the fans as well, not been happy. It's going to be in your head. It's going to be mentally in you. So had it stayed 2-0, this game would have been very relaxing. And us not having the shot in the second half would have been fine because we didn't concede. We just kept them at bay. Long shots only, not much. I think you get to 2-1, nerves come in, right?
Yeah, I didn't like how we controlled that, mate. Like I think I was watching from home, or even in the stadium as well. You could listen to the atmosphere as well. It went quiet, and of course, goals just absolutely zap the atmosphere out of the grounds. But for me, mate, I think we all want to be seeing a bit more control, and this is where it keeps on going back to control, because even in difficult spells, but it's just countless. And these are players that have won the league already before. But that's the beauty of football, though, Gags. Really, that's how like mad it can be. Really, in regards to you've got World Cup winners, you've got Van Dijk, you've got Alisson, you've got all these players that are
We've got
world
Champions League winners in the squad, yeah.
But
yeah, we do.
They're just panicking, absolutely mad. So it's
Asgard thinks the panic before the play, you could sense a goal was coming for them. I didn't sense it, to be honest. All of it was long distance and nothing was crazy. We were giving the ball away too much and we were dropping back. But I felt like at that point we could still break on them and do something, because we still had everybody out, an attacking formation on the pitch at that point. It was after the goal that we changed. But I couldn't see a goal coming for them. I think that we were just holding them off. And because we just had the penalty shot, and because we just had the goal disallowed for Mo, I thought we were still able to get in behind them. But post them scoring, it was a shit show, a real shit show.
Yeah.
Ahmad asks, what did you think of the slots, subs, and game management for today? Jack, you first.
Yeah, the Conor Bradley alludes to on the watch along, mate. I think Trent, but it's mainly, as Gags and may have just already mentioned there, but in terms of, Núñez, you need more really from him. We got that from Endo, and hence why Arne on the 71st, but he waited 6 minutes. And obviously, it's in comparison. No, it's connected, it's correlated really, because Núñez comes on, Bradley comes on, and Wolves score 3 minutes after that. There was such a disconnect in those 3 minutes. And this is where Matthias Cunha, one of the best players in the league, and obviously we know he's just signed that new deal. I think that's what I wanted from Núñez, if I'm being honest, guys. You see him working. He's the captain of football club. He was working tirelessly. He's fuming with the referee. He was all over the pitch in a good way. He gets the goal. That's what I want to be seeing from Núñez. But Matthias Cunha, he's got that ability. He's got that strength about him and quality. And dare I say it, maybe Liverpool might go in next summer for him. He's certainly a player that I think Liverpool might identify in a couple of months to very much bring him in, because he's got a 50, 60 odd million buyouts. But I think for the type of player and of his qualities, but yeah, I think there is a correlation really in regards. I was disappointed with the subs, but mainly the Darwin Núñez one, if I'm being honest. But Wataru, Bradley, and Kwanzaa done. I think they're probably the standout players come off the end of the full-time whistle, mate. Those other three for me.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think Darwin was really poor, but I thought the subs were good. I thought they were done the right time this time. He's proven right. Obviously, it's a bit, looking back and confirmation bias, but I think when you compare the two games, Everton, everybody was calling for Ender to come on. At the time, I probably thought wouldn't have changed it, but maybe he would have with the way Darwin hit the ball wide. So I was probably wrong there on Wednesday, but you could see what Endo brings. He wins fouls as well. It's not about giving them away. I think the winning of free kicks was much bigger than the ones he gave away. Like, they were huge. The timing of them, the way he got them, he just, a little guy shields it, puts his bum out. As soon as he gets a touch on his bum, he falls over. Ref has to give the free kick no matter what. Showing, all of that age of his and experience of his to get us through that those 3 points are his today, I think, just for some of the things he did in the second half. And obviously Kwanzaa as well. That was an incredible clearance from him. I thought he looked really assured when he came on, calm. Made a couple of really important interceptions as well. I know they went straight back to Wolves, but that was because we were just all over the place and no one in kind of formation to pick the balls up. So it wasn't really his fault, but I thought Kwanzaa did well. Bradley, like we said, kept the ball. What was the one thing we needed to do in this game? Keep the ball. And the last 5 minutes or 4 minutes were great from us because we actually managed to keep the ball and play it round. And then, and it just, it was just really good. I just thought that part of it was good when those three players did well. I can't really fault them. I thought the problem is the rest of the team was already dropping deep. What are they going to do about it? You bring three defensive kind of players on, they're not going to go gung-ho attacking.
No.
If the rest of the team's all blocking in, it looked like, I mean, when has this Liverpool side not wanted to attack? Like, it's not going to be that we switched off. The manager must have said, no one's going forward. You're taking this to win. That the 3 points is what matters. I can't, for one, think.
When was the last time you've seen it?
They're just naturals, aren't they? Attacking.
Yeah, it's a great point you've raised there, mate, in chat. And like, when I'll ask you guys, can you try and think about the last time we actually defensively camped in our box? We can't. We like it's, as you said, it's a facet of Liverpool's game is very much attack. But it was interesting. I get where Liverpool fans and certainly might be disappointed, but at the end of the day, defending is still an art form in the game. This Liverpool side, to win the league, we need to defend like we did in certain moments, like the Kwanzaa, the Alisson Becker. We've got some of the best players in world football. Let them defend. Let them do what they are good at in terms of being at the right place at the right time. And sometimes, and I think you were on record a couple of weeks ago, Gags, of just saying, just allow teams to sometimes come on to us and just see what you've got. Of course, if Cunha, that's a special, like, not many teams have got a Cunha in the team anyway, but you've certainly got talent. But it was refreshing. Not at the time.
For one. Ali
Yeah,
saved it for one.
yeah.
Big save.
Big
like,
save.
we have to give Ali's probably won us the points with that one, to be fair. So there are a few defensive goalkeeping kind of contributions which really helped. I would really love Ali to catch one of these balls in the air instead of punching. But someone just has said something funny here. Yoko have said that we missed Gakpo. Well, did we? Diaz had his best game for us on the left. In like, you know, he's involved in both goals. How did we miss Gakpo? Like, I'm not sure. You know, unless you're saying Szoboszlai going to the left because of the subs, not during the game overall, but as a sub maybe. You know.
Yeah. I think he done well there in regards to Szoboszlai as well. It's interesting. I think we all picked up on in terms of Szoboszlai going as a left attacking midfielder or left midfielder. He's very capable of playing a variety of positions, Dom. But you needed that energy. I think that for the whole entire that second half felt like they were just backs against the wall job, but it was needed. But it was good to see a bit more adaptability in certain areas of the pitch. Even Maka, don't know why I said Maka like that. McAllister played a bit more higher up the pitch anyway. In that,
it was refreshing to see that.
Yeah, it was. His old Brighton role. Yes. Yeah, no.
We don't know about Gakpo, do we? We're going to find out probably post-match, maybe from Slot, if he's allowed to talk today. I'm sure he will be.
They'll be doing a post-match press conference. Yeah.
First game I can recall where the first half was better than the second. Absolutely correct. But like we said, I think halfway through this half, when we conceded one, the manager just said, F this. You are not going to risk it conceding another. Batten down the hatches. Everyone just block the passes, please. And I know we almost conceded. I mean, I think everyone's going to always blame FSG, to be honest, Paul. I was worried about who the ref was. I was praying he wasn't going to make a mistake, says Ahmed, or show one of our players a red card. Well done to ref for blowing final, which was on time-ish. Well, it wasn't on time, but I think he deserved to stick some on. You know, what's it called? Because we were time wasting a little bit. Won't win if you stop running. And I don't think anyone says stop running. I think you just say you start defending more. So you kind of batten down the hatches. That's not stopping running. You're still going to run.
It's the shift of tactics, really, isn't it? Like from a structural point of view.
At 2-0, you can just relax a little bit. And to be honest, it was fine until they scored a worldie. So a worldie, and Grab was at fault a little bit there. Kind of got caught in the feint and jumped in front of him, and kind of went the other way. Should have stayed on him there. I thought that was a bit poor. We never won a ball. Second ball, gave it away and battered in midfield all over. Second half, yes, correct. I'd agree, Pip. We missed Cody because he can shoot from distance. Their defense is good. Well, I'm not sure about that. Diaz scored and created the penalty, so I'm not sure that stands the test of time. I think Mo will lose the most, obviously, but that's natural. Your forwards will lose the ball the most in the final third. I think forwards have a lower pass. Always, like, remember, I started EPL Index in 2011, and from day dot, that was the time of Luis Suarez, whose pass accuracy was always in the 60s and 70s%, because that's literally what it's all about. Trying to nutmeg people, trying to pass everyone, trying to pass, get the Hollywood pass all the time. I mean, the forwards, like the Mo's, are going to always try the best pass. They're not afraid to lose the ball. And to be honest, losing the ball in the final third, when a Mo or a Suarez has got it, you're going to be feeling like majority of the team's behind them. So you should be able to handle it. So I don't think there's a big problem with your forwards losing the ball. I think when your midfielders or your defenders are losing it and got low 80s, mid 70s, that's just not right. You shouldn't be doing that because you'll be passing the ball around a lot around the back as well. Don't need to try Hollywood all the time. And I think Trent was trying to get out of tight situations with, these curling passes, curling them away from Robbo. And Robbo, by the way, was not good again last night.
It's I think we've just got to a point really where we know where he is, mate, and we know he's not gonna. Robbo's where he is in his career, mate. He's not going to get any better. I think he's probably he's only going to stagnate really in regards of his developments. We've seen the peak of Robbo. This is probably going to be, I think, even a Robbo at a 6 out of 10 this season is good, better than most left backs in the Premier League, really. But in regards to it's going to be an interesting one, mate. If I'm being honest, let's have a quick look in terms of his data, really. Yeah, but it was in terms of those underlapping runs and overlapping runs. Yeah, it was again, as we just mentioned, obviously with Trent Robbo with a 80% passing accuracy, and obviously he registered 36 out of his 45. In terms of his defensive duels as well, only made 3 interceptions, 1 clearance, tackles 1, 2 out of 2. So even still, he didn't make that many tackles in his defensive game, mate. But yeah, it's one of them. Ground duels 1. This is a big one, Gags. I think he's spot on there. How much percentage do you reckon is ground duels today?
How many did he do, Robbo? How many did he do?
He made 2 out of 7.
I just wanted the total. Sorry, I wanted the total.
Sorry.
Yeah, then I would have tried to work out the percentage, but 2 out of 7.
29, yeah, 29% in ground duels by Robbo. So you're spot on. Like, that is not good enough for any defender, for that matter. But even still, Robbo hasn't covered himself in full glory there, mate. But disappointing.
So goal ratio says the other forwards don't give away the ball that easily. The rest of the team have to chase and reset. Happens too often. I'm not sure. I think you should go back and watch Luis Suarez, mate. And he's one of the greatest players we've ever had. Like in a short period of time, he was just incredible. If you who you got up top. If you're not managing the situation better, when they give the ball away, it's on the manager, it's on the team, it's not on the player. You got to let them play. If Mo isn't Mo and allowed to do the stuff he's allowed to do, and you're going to stop, and you're going to want him to prevent passing, you want him to make safe passes, because that's literally what you're asking goal ratio. It's either play your game and therefore go for all the passes you think you can get, or play it safe and therefore lose that part of that player. And so I completely disagree with what you're trying to make someone do here. Just not the way.
Yeah, you make exceptions in your team, don't you, mate? I think for every top player. I think Mesut Ozil, from his defensive side of his game, I think he was one of the best attacking midfielders in world football at his pomp, really. And he didn't have the defensive side of his game. David Silva didn't have a lot to his defensive side of the game. Even Kevin De Bruyne as well. You can sit and mention his defensive duties, mate, but I'd agree there, guys. There's certain players within the teams in European football, Salah for the matter, Suarez, you alluded to, when they are playing, you very much adapt the players, you put the players behind them to very much facilitate and allow those talented players to express themselves on a football pitch, because for what they might don't really compensate at the back, they compensate at the top end of the pitch and very much help games. And Man United 1-0 down as well, so up the Reds. There we
go. We need a new Robbo, still a hero. Absolutely. No one's saying he's never a hero. Like, he's always a hero and he's been great for us. Just, we have to call it out when you're not good enough. And exactly what Andy B is saying here. Robbo jumps out way too much now. He's terrified of getting done by pace, but it's even worse. Great player, but declining fast. I mean, it's even worse. It makes him look worse. I'd rather he just stick in position, to be honest, than charge out. It makes a big headache for Verge and everybody else in behind, Ahmad says for the Premier League games, we've been playing poor in some games, but still managed to get a win or a point, except for the one league game against Nottingham Forest. Your thoughts? Yeah. We the points we've given away, the draws, for example, the Everton one, we should, it would have been nice to hold on.
The Newcastle one's the worst.
The Newcastle one, the Man United one, we were losing and we got back to winning for United, and then Trent didn't get hooked. Like, we made our bed with a few of them. That's 6 points just there. When you talk about United, Newcastle, and this one, for Everton. That's 6 points right there. You're looking at a 13-point lead now, and you're looking at a possibility of 16 points clear if you beat Villa.
Yeah.
But I think if it's 13 points right now, everyone's just celebrating because you don't see Arsenal catching that.
No.
But it's not. And we're on edge because literally this could have been 5. And this could have been 5 points. And if the worst thing happened and we went and lost to Villa, 5 points with them having the game in hand brings it down to 2 if they win it. I know it's not given that they win it, but still.
Crucial.
Oh, there's a big win today. It's a big win. And if we can give everything on Wednesday to win that game extra, it'll be huge for us. It really would.
They're going to be absolutely zapped, though. The fact that they're trying to cancel the game, Villa, just says a lot about where they are mentally, really, and physically. Are
they trying to cancel the game?
Well, this week they tried to get it moved, really. Obviously, yeah. So, obviously, so that was interesting to say the least.
I didn't know that. What was the story behind that then? They didn't want to play.
Obviously, they're too short of a gap between games. So
they're an extra day's rest.
Oh yeah, don't get me started. Like they are the team that didn't allow us compensation really in regards to, remember our Club World Cup all those years ago. They were like, Liverpool tried to, but at the end of the day, Villa, if you want to play with the big boys in terms of the big teams, big dogs in European competition, you've got to have a big enough squad, really, if we're being honest.
And they don't have one, and they've got some injuries. And I know for a fact that them playing 3 games in a week is going to hurt them. So if they played, obviously, I don't think they played midweek last week, did they?
Quickly check. Not too sure on that.
Did they come top 8 Champions League? They did, didn't they?
Yeah. So they've got a little rest. Yeah. So could you imagine if they didn't? Could you imagine if they didn't?
Now they've played, and it was an intense game for them. And by the way, someone said here, which it doesn't work that way. Ralph Lauren. Well, that's a nice name, Ralph. On to Villa now. If Ipswich can get a point, surely we can get 3. It doesn't work that way. They absolutely battered Ipswich. They battered them. They should have won. I watched the highlights of that game. Don't know how they missed some of those chances. They created really well. So, but what does go into the favor is that they're playing twice a week now. And when they play twice a week, it does affect them a little bit. Great for them that it's at home, so they'll get the push from the fans. But if we can hang on for 60, 70 minutes in that game, towards the end of that game, we might just power pass if we can, because we're used to playing, more. I'm really hopeful. I really hope. Well, Curtis is definitely coming in, so I wonder if Dom gets a rest in this one, or if it's Grav that gets a rest, or does he do 45-45 for 2 of them? And Jones gets the 90 with Maka, and then 2 of them swap each. Just to get rest. Maybe grab the first 45 and Dom the second, because we have to start doing this. We have to save their two of their legs, and maybe Maka gets like 75, so Endo gets 15 at the end, just to come and protect us again. So and then on the weekend, Maka gets rested. Maka gets rested. So Curtis plays twice in the week. Dom and Grav get to play with him, and Maka comes on maybe for 45 in that one, because this is what we're going to have to start do when you want to play with just 4 players. And hopefully, we'll find out about Gakpo a little bit, but Can
I say got rested for 45 minutes as well?
Well, he had to, because he was going to get sent off otherwise. I mean, like some brainless moments from him today. Honestly, just stupid. What the hell? When you've gone forward, if you're not going to do anything, just boot it out, mate. Take a shot. Like, just do something. Don't give it away and then have to foul them. It's just so.
He fouled them. He fouled them, but then even worse, he kicked the ball away. Like, the referee's going to give a yellow card. I know the referee pointed and said you fouled there, but I think he just as I said, you just booted the ball away. You boo, silly mate.
You could have got a second yellow just for booting it away as well, the idiot. It's just stupid. So, like I said, what's happened is it saved Ebu's leg for the next game, which is great. But Bradley to start with Tsimikas, I'd say. So there's a fresher back line straight away. Okay. And then the midfield, I'd freshen it up with them. Hopefully Gakpo comes back to freshen it up a little bit as well. Maybe you start Darwin at Villa. I'm not sure. I mean,
I can't be starting Nunes after that 45 minutes, or whatever he had.
He wasn't 45. Maybe he's better when he starts. I don't know. We just have to freshen it up in midweek. We have to. Mo's going to play, but it's going to have to be freshened up somewhere.
If you play,
I'd rather have a 9 than not have one, and he's got pace to burn, but he's just.
He needs to be more impactful, though, mate. If we can't be compensating to being, if he plays like that, like he did in the second half against Villa press teams off the pitch, hence why they're already knackered at February time. Like, yeah, they'll cut us open if we don't have Núñez pressing the way he should be. I get, obviously, but as we've already alluded to, he was a big reason to why we had no shots on target in that second half. You need more from your striker on the ball and off the ball. And if he does that, if he puts in a performance like that against Villa, if he is to start, or even if he does come on again, it will be in a situation that we found ourselves at the back end of this game. And it wasn't just Núñez, it was a whole team collective, but your press starts from your front. For me, like, as we all know, it starts from the front, pressing in the right areas and setting traps for the opposition teams.
I totally agree. I think there's some of that. Maybe Jota starts again. No, maybe I don't see Jota starting.
That many options.
I just don't see Jota starting again, though. What did he come off at 60-ish? He did, didn't he? Came off early.
Yeah.
So maybe he's come off early for that reason. That he gets another 60 on the weekend, so he can't play 2 full games, but he could probably play, an hour 20.
Yeah. Good up.
120 minutes in the week rather than. I'm not sure. I don't get it. We'll have to figure it out what happens, but it'll be interesting to see. I think Goal Ratio's asking, would you start Jones? I just answered that. He's 100% starting. I can guarantee he's starting on Wednesday night. He's the freshest player. And we're going to need some fresh legs in there. And to be honest, we need someone who can keep the ball away from home. Like I said, Jones probably has to start the next 2 for me. Because I just find he's better away from home than at home for us. We need someone who's going to let go a bit early at home and attack and build and get into the space at home as quick as possible when people are more compact. Whereas away from home, we need to hold on to the ball and just have some time on it. And, I mean, do Villa play a high line? I think they do, don't they?
It depends, especially if you play Mings. He's an absolute awful centre half, by the way.
He might be playing, because I think did somebody go off injured for them?
Obviously, you got Diassi, Kamara as well. Digne.
Kamara went off injured, didn't he?
Yeah, so there's been but you look at the quality in their midfield in terms of Tillemans, John McGinn as well, Morgan Rogers on the counter attack. Wow, what a player he's been. Ollie Watkins got 11 goals, 5 assists, and we know Watkins was it last season or the beginning of the year where he missed an absolute sitter, where he just should have just squared it. So, they've got quality in the team.
They have. There's no doubt. That's why everybody's really worried about it.
Yeah.
We just got to hope that their second game, and also looking ahead to the the next one on the weekend for them, that they've got their eyes on different things. They want to hit the top 4, don't they, at the end of the day? And it's going to be a big one. So, Damon, no, he was on the bench. He was on the bench and came on, I think, on the weekend. Yeah. I can just have a quick look at their game yesterday. Aston Villa. Oh, there's no chance they're getting into Europe. I mean, there is a chance, but they're 6 points off City, Villa.
Yeah, Mings, come on.
They lost to Wolves. They lost this Wolves team.
Yeah.
They lost to this Wolves team a week ago.
And they were panicking. They were struggling against a 10-men Ipswich as well. They drew.
Wow. Yeah. And no, it's not a struggle. They did beat them, to be fair. I mean, they should have beat them, to be fair. I wouldn't say it was a struggle. I mean, in the end, they've struggled. I get what you're saying. Yeah, Mings came on after 16 minutes. Ademo, he came on after 16 minutes. And, Boubacar Kamara went off injured, so that doesn't sound good for them at all. Oh, they were... Whoa, okay.
Oh,
the struggle is real. You're right. I forgot they had a player sent off for 40 minutes.
Yeah, Twansabi, they get sent off. So playing with against 10 men for 50 minutes. And say even if Liverpool against 10 minutes expected, you should be. But yes, it's one of them.
And they were probably running a lot, to be honest, to try and get the winner. Rather than taking it easy, they were probably going a bit end to end in that game to try and get that winner. So a lot of pressure. Rashford plays for them now as well, who hates us, and I hate him. And he came on and he looked pretty sharp, to be honest, and got them the equaliser really with his really beautiful free kick. that went, came off the bar and went straight into Watkins. So yeah, but let's not look too far ahead. Playing poorly and winning games is exactly what we expect from champions. It's exactly what we expected on Wednesday night. You don't have to deserve it, And when I was saying we didn't deserve it against Everton, I felt that was true. But at the same time, you don't have to. You can still win those games. I wish we had. I wish we had, because we'd be sitting 9 points now. It'd be just a bit more comfortable, way more comfortable. So yeah, we need to stop those. But what Slot has shown us is that he's willing to batten down the hatches when he thinks, we're going to be conceding late.
It's refreshing to see, mate. How many years under Klopp where we had those games where lads, while we attacking when we're 2-3-0 up, we go and concede and concede stupid goals. And especially Wednesday was the biggest reminder for all of us, even the players, the job and the task in hand. As you said at the top of the show, mate, winning the league ain't easy. So yeah, just got to grind these results over the line, and just get them over the road, mate.
I think Andy B's a little bit behind. Don't forget Rashford. He'd love to score against us. Yeah, we just mentioned him a second ago. Nice one. And not convinced with our low block. No one is. No one's convinced. No. I think it's just getting through games, man. I think this is the thing. I've been asking for a DM for a long time. Well, since Fabinho left, I said we need a proper DM, not an Endo who's fine, but just no pace, doesn't have the athleticism really to try and do it in the Premier League for a full game or at least 15 games in a row. That's where, Caicedo made some real poor life moves, I'd say, or at least got done over by his agent, good and proper. Because if we had someone like that in the team now, I think we'd probably be 15, 20 points clear, if I'm honest. Honestly, I'm not even joking. That's the difference in points that you get with a Fabinho. The reason why we were 25 points clear this time 5 years ago was because we had a Fabinho in the team as well. I know all the other players, obviously, but we were winning games by 1 goal in that season too.
Yeah.
A lot of them, if you go back and have a look, we were winning a lot of games 2-1, 3-1, 3-2.
The Villa game. The big Villa game, and that's
2-1. Yeah, because we had someone like Fabinho in there to protect the centre backs. So you bring someone like that in, look at the difference it makes. You actually go on these runs where you can keep those games. Everton wouldn't have happened. I don't think United would have happened. Newcastle maybe would have happened because it was a Kelleher thing, but maybe they didn't even get the free kick. I don't know. Maybe we don't even concede 2 in those games.
Yeah, but as you said, mate, top of the show and all of us, what we lacked in that second half was control. And Fabinho was one of the best European football, just best holding midfielders in world football in terms of just dictating play. Many times he'd have 90-odd percentile in terms of passing accuracy as well. So yeah, it's that ability to, and as we know, Fabinho facilitated and very much allowed Robbo and Trent to go a bit more higher up the pitch and play their football to what they used to be. But I think now Liverpool with Trent and Robbo, they're looking at that midfield and going, they've got Maka and Grab and Szoboszlai, but there's no, as you said, there's no destroyer, there's no proper controller, some that break up the control, that drop in to the centre back position and just allow Robbo and Trent to get a bit more higher up the pitch and do what they do best. But yeah, they've got that in the back of their mind going, I need to be a bit more defensively switched on.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Let's see what happens. It's going to be interesting. I pray we figure out and find someone who's really good to come in and play for us. I thought the Wolves midfield played well today as well. They seem to hold us up really well. They seem to be turning it around for this new manager. It's a couple of good performances from them then, playing Villa like they did at home and then playing at Anfield like this in the second half. Maybe some of it down to us, but fair play to them. But I totally hate Wolverhampton Wanderers, being from Wolverhampton myself, born and bred. I can't stand their fans. Absolutely can't stand their fans. So I'm not at the gym lately, but once I go back, there'll be plenty of them in there. So maybe when the title is won, I sign up again to the same gym and go back and make my face known. They'll be like, you just joined to rub it in our face, didn't you, mate? And I was like, yep, that's what I'm back for. But let's see. We need to get over the line before I make all these plans and dream of these dastardly things to do to people. But hey, it's all part of the game. What do you think then? Next 2 games, what's the best and worst? Before we go, we probably need to do a man of the match as well.
Yeah, man of the match. I'd say Kwanzaa just for that last ditch tackle, mate. If I'm being honest, like that's
Everything that happened in the rest first
yeah,
half was completely wiped.
So that mate, like it's a bit like similar with Allison on our way to number 6, mate. Big
Mm.
moments and big. It's all about crucial moments. Crucial interception.
I'll give
But
it to Ali for that reason, just for that
yeah,
one big save.
one apiece.
Yeah.
Both of them contributed.
Mm.
For the 2 games, mates, as you said last week on the Gags Tandon show, it's these teams have done very much come onto us, mate. It's not like a Wolves where it might sit behind the ball. Villa are going to come at us. There will be a lot more space for Liverpool to exploit. Similar with City. Take a point there. I think everyone will take a point there. But I think if prime
Yeah, at
Liverpool,
Villa or City.
at both, I'd say. I'd take a win at Villa Park. I think we need to go there and win, stamp out our authority. But if Liverpool can get a win, it's possible. Considering how bad City have been this season, mate. But if we play at our maximum level, it need to be our best performance of the season against City. But if we won there, that would be an absolutely demoralising. Be a dagger to the heart, really, to Arsenal fans and even the players as well, because they'll be pigeonholing that on the wall, going, that is the game where they're dropping 3 points. So if we can get 3 points there,
exactly.
What do you think? Are you thinking on those games?
I think 7 out of the next 3 is needed. However, which way they want to do it, they need to get 7 out of the next 3 because I think Arsenal will get, on their next 2, they're going to get 4. I think they're going to get a win at West Ham and they're going to drop at Forest. So we need to just have the one drop somewhere to match that drop, and then keep it at the same 7 point, or whatever 10-point gap if we can, with them having a game in hand.
As you said, mate, as you said, the Forest won the going away after the West Ham game, and then the away to United, and then Chelsea. 3 points for Arsenal against that, but even Chelsea. But as we said, it's going to be
Chelsea at home for them.
Yeah, Chelsea at home. So they've got Forest, United, Chelsea, and then obviously Fulham. But then they've got Everton away. And speaking to me, Everton mates off the back of that result, the non-bitter ones, they were saying that they're not going to roll over for Arsenal. Their fan base dislikes Arsenal quite heavily as well, so they're not going to roll over Everton in a couple of weeks' time for them. And they've obviously got Brentford.
Well, that will be nice, won't it?
So fingers crossed. As I tell you, it's at the end of the day, as we said, Gags, focus on ourselves, get our results over the line, box them off, and fingers crossed.
And then we've got a weekend off, haven't we? The first weekend of March is off, which is nice. And then I think we play. Do we play midweek? Don't think we do. Maybe the Champions League's that midweek. Yeah, I think the Champions League's that midweek. The 5th and 6th. Sorry, the 4th and 5th is where we have a Champions League game, depending on who we draw. And then we are playing Saturday, 3 p.m. versus Southampton at home. Interesting. And that's the weekend. Arsenal have United away. I really hope United find some form, man, when we need it.
Yeah, but it's moments though, mate. And as we said,
can't rely on those gits.
Yeah, don't rely on them. Focus on ourselves, mate. And just I'm telling you now, Arsenal fans. I haven't looked on social media. Don't really want to because we'll love it for the content anyway. They've probably all done hate-alongs. A lot of rival fans do that about Liverpool, and they had a little bit of adrenaline rush on Wednesday, going, "Oh, Liverpool dropped 2 points." But I tell you, Arsenal fans, you might have laughed then on Wednesday night, but give it a couple of weeks when they play the Ev will probably get something out of that as well.
That'd be great. I think Arsenal's game in hand is Chelsea at home as well. So at least I hope Chelsea give them some sort of a battle.
Yeah. Hopefully Cole Palmer actually turns up for the first time all year.
Turns up. I mean, the way they played against Brighton, jeez.
It's horrendous. Could you imagine being a Brighton, like a Chelsea or Brighton fan? They've spent like 200 million on all your backroom staff and your managers and all your players.
Yeah. It's so funny though. Our fans though are like, yeah, but in the last 5 games we've got Tottenham and we've got Chelsea. They're playing shit. They're absolutely awful. What the fuck are you worried about? Like, why? If we're on a run and we're in a charge, we're gonna hammer those two teams at that point.
With 7 points cleared as well. Like, come the end of the season, if we got the same disparity between us and Arsenal, then
it doesn't matter.
We win the
You
league.
can draw a couple of those. Yeah, you can couple of draw those, and it's still 3 points ahead with the last game to go. Just need a draw in the last game, and you win the league title. I'll take that. I'll take it.
We will be there.
Oh, here we go. LFC mad. They're playing awful now, but might come into form later. Well, you probably were saying, Chelsea, you're going to go all the way to the league title with us. So you were probably one of those, to be honest.
Yeah,
anything can happen. Well, yeah, okay. Let's say, well, Liverpool could be flying by that time as well because they're not in form right now. We could be flying completely by then.
Arsenal, yeah.
What's the worry? We'll figure it out at that point.
Arsenal are one result from their fan base to go and absolutely mad, mate, and berserk. One result. It's even a draw or any drop points. Could you imagine if they drop any more points and Liverpool make that 10 points clear? Their fan base is just going to go absolutely crazy, mate. It will.
No one's being rude. No one's being rude. We're just using your own reasoning on yourself, and you're calling us rude. That's a bit weird. Terrible Spurs leading against United this afternoon. Yes, I think Jack already told us. Do we know who scored?
Madison.
He's come back.
It's great to actually him seeing not at the darts and playing some football games, but I don't know. It's gonna be one of them. Yeah, James Madison, mate, it was. So if you got him in your FPL, happy days. Happy days there. So it's all good.
Well, I think that's a good point. We're an hour in. Good point to leave it.
Been a good show. Nice one, mate.
Yeah, well, it's gone now. It's really flown by fast. And 3 points is what matters, right?
Yeah, most importantly. Yeah, we're 7 points clear. 7 points clear of Arsenal.
Clear with now no game for Arsenal for a week, but we have a game on Wednesday, so it should be a good one. Let's fingers crossed. I'm hoping it's me and you. It will be me and you again back on Wednesday night.
Is it
a 7:30 kickoff, that one?
Let's have a quick look.
Because I'm not here for the Newcastle one, but on 7:30, yeah, we'll be here. That'll be good. I like an early night. I like it when the kickoffs are a bit earlier than normal.
Yeah, 7:30 kickoff. Yeah. But that's a TNT, is it? No, it's an Amazon job, I think it is.
Oh, is it?
An Amazon one, yeah.
Thank you, Paolo. Thank you very much, Ahmed. Thank you, Damo. Appreciate you, Andy. Yes, see you Wednesday. That'll be great. Thank you, Stephen. And hoping we saved our competence. Absolutely, Remster. Let's hope we are back flying on Wednesday night. They go for it away from home. We still show that steel that we have, and if we smash them, then I think going into the City game, that's a really good way. But even picking up 3 points would be just not smash them. I will take a 1-0. I'll be honest. I'll take anything. I took this. This is fine. I'd rather just win.
Take the
3 points any which way you can. Give me the 3 points. Yeah. And with that, Jack, thank you again for all the hard work today and that you've been doing recently as well. And keep it going. We'll see you guys on Wednesday night. Up the Reds.